Hey guys, this is Sickle here. I wanted to give a video just going over my experiences at the Killer Instinct World Cup, which was a few days ago over the weekend, January 30 through the 31st. And it's a really big tournament I was really excited for, and I just wanted to go over my experiences with that. So it took place in San Antonio. It was the first of its kind. So Killer Instinct has been out for 2 years now. It's a video game that I play. It's a fighting game, and this is the first year that they decided to do something like this. So over the year, if you go to all these tournaments, different places, whether it's in New York, California, Florida, Tennessee, wherever these major tournaments would pop up, if you go there and you place really well, you get points, and the points that you get add up, and it determines your rank in this final big tournament, which was called the World Cup. So it's the first time that they did it, the first year, and it was a huge success, like huge success. It's not really, since Killer Instinct is not really too popular compared to other games like Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat, the tournament numbers kind of reflect that. So a lot of people weren't expecting this World Cup to be as big as it was, and it was really good. And we had about 100 people show up for the last chance qualifiers, which is basically, if you didn't make it into the top 32 of this big event, you still had a chance to play in the tournament by winning one of the spots at this last chance qualifiers. And 100 people show up, and from all over the world. People from France and Sweden showing up in San Antonio just to compete, make a name for themselves. And besides that, you had people from ESPN, IGN, Red Bull, of course Iron Galaxy and Microsoft, the guys responsible for the game, Ultimate Toy Source, the guys who make the action figures based on the game. You had Maximilian there, who is a very famous streamer and YouTuber, and you just had so many people there, and it was just an awesome experience. They really had everything planned out and done really well, and they executed it really well too. And also just they had so many reveals too with Season 3, the new season of Killer Instinct, which is going to come out in March. So just one more month, and we're going to have a new version of Killer Instinct. And then they had the reveals of the 2 new characters, which are Kim Woo and the Arbiter from Halo. So just having that excitement, and the excitement of the top 32 players was amazing. And so let's talk about the tournament. So the last chance qualifiers took place on Saturday, and then the finals were to take place on Sunday. So I already qualified for the finals on Sunday, so I didn't have to play in anything serious on Saturday. So mostly I just used the time to watch people, get some casuals in, and also watch the Season 3 reveals, which was amazing. So a lot of good players entered into the last chance qualifiers, and the 4 players that made it out of that was Damien, from Ultra Arcade as well, sponsored by the same team that I am sponsored by. Then you had Flash. Flash is very well known for his Twitch streams, also from San Antonio too, so that was cool for him. And then you had Swordsman, who is a very well known Cinder player, and the last spot was Water Horses. So Water Horses is a Glacius player, and he's known for playing a lot online and entering into whatever tournaments he can, getting a lot of experience online. So, and I think this was his first tournament if I'm not mistaken. So those 4 players all made it out on Saturday, and they were to compete on Sunday in the finals with everybody else in the top 32. So that's the way it went down. Sunday, the actual tournament was really, really impressive the way they had it ran, and they had commentators switching in and out. They had, video shorts for, teaching people on the stream how certain characters play. They gave the rundown of each character very well. They had a hype man hyping up the crowd. The matches were insane. Everybody in the top 32, is good. They deserve to be there. So when you have players at a high caliber playing a hype game like Killer Instinct, like, it's just too hype. You can't even control yourself. I was literally, like, during the matches having to stand up just because I couldn't sit down. It was just so exciting, the things that would happen in the matches, and you're seeing players that too. So there's an emotion that's involved with that too, and there's hype matches all around. So I was very entertained, even when I wasn't playing my matches too. My first match was actually against Thompson, who is a really well-known Jago player, and the last tournament before this one was KIT, and he got second place. He took out Base, and he went up against Sleep in the finals. So he started to make a name for himself recently. He's always been, a good player online. Everybody's known him from online, but he's made a better name for himself recently in the local scene too, in the tournaments, in person. So everybody had, huge expectations for him to go really far in this tournament, if not win the tournament. And I went up against him first, and I 3-0'd him. So everybody was impressed by the way I performed. And I had a game plan for Jago. I had a game plan going in, so I was very confident in myself before that match even occurred. And I did well, to 3-0 somebody like Thompson. It basically shows, all my hard work for the year. After that, my next match was up against Shempalo, a very famous Thunder player, brother of Shin Tristan, that commentator for the World Cup too. And those guys are just really good Thunder players. They're all about the DP, is what they say. So it was a tough match for me. I really couldn't get a rhythm going. I really couldn't fish out his combos and his combo breakers and see what his rhythm was. So that alone is enough to make you lose a match. And if I wasn't breaking his combos and he was breaking all of my combos, there's not really much you can do. You either have a read on your opponent, and you know when they're breaking, or you don't. And in my case, in this set, I just really couldn't figure out when he was breaking, what he was breaking, and I couldn't break any of his combos. So he was able to get free damage on me, and I wasn't able to get damage on him. I was trying to play the zoning game, trying to get away, but his DP is just like, it covers a lot of space really quickly. So, and then in the times where I was ready for the DP, he would just grab, So it was a tough set for me. I lost 3-1. So, I still have a lot to learn. But it's good that I went through that, so I know what to practice, and what to study for in the lab whenever I, face another Thunder as good as Shempalo. So hats off to him. My next match in loser's bracket was up against Paul B. And Paul B, a very famous Saberwolf player, Riptor player, and he actually brought out Hisako to face my Glacius. Hisako is in his opinion, it's a counter to Glacius. A lot of people's opinion, actually, because she has a parry, because she has a lot of options to stuff, the Puddle Punch wake up. and because he doesn't have a backdash, you know, his only option in most cases is just to hold on up to jump, because she has a command grab as well. So that was his choice, his counter pick to me, and the set was really close. It was 3-1 in his favor, but every match was really close, down to danger, I think, in most cases. It was close. You know, I can't really say that I played bad. I knew a lot of the stuff he was doing, but you know, he made it tough on my wake up. Whenever he would get a knockdown, he had a good read on you know, what to do, whether it was doing a command grab or one of Hisako's special moves, you know, the inhale. I really couldn't get out of that setups that he had. But other than that, you know, we both played well. I did a good job, and you know, it's just you win some, you lose some. And I had no problem accepting that loss. I know what I have to practice for, and you know, I know what to do to get better in that matchup too. So that was that. I was out of the tournament, and I ended up placing 17th. 17th for the top 32. You know, it's not that bad. The best 32 Killer Instinct players in the world, and I placed 17th. So I'm very proud of myself and happy with how I did, and I'm very looking forward to Season 3 and the new Killer Instinct, the new characters that are going to come along with that, and I can't wait to practice some more and get better. It was an amazing tournament, and it's picking up a lot of steam behind it, this video game, and I believe on Twitch, when they were broadcasting this tournament, we reached 25,000 viewers at one point, which is really good for a video game tournament, and a Killer Instinct tournament at that. So we did really well, had a lot of people watching our event, and you know, I hope it continues to grow like this. Season 3 releases in March along with the PC port, so there's going to be a lot of new players getting into it. Just because it's on PC alone, that alone is enough to bring you know, waves of people to come play this game. Not only that, but it's just a really hype video game. I mean, any game where you have an announcer screaming at the top of his lungs, "Ultra" or "Killer Combo," I mean, the game is very hype, and that's one of the reasons why I picked it up, and it's one of the reasons I will continue to play the game. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. It's been 13 minutes now, so thank you for watching. I'm going to continue to play and post videos here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start doing tutorials on some of the things my character can do in the video game, so stay tuned. Peace.